Vast golden lands stretched under a relentless sun. An elderly patriarch of immense wealth surveyed his domain. Her noble heart beat for her two children. The youngest, young and arrogant, felt a thirst for adventure. He demanded his inheritance prematurely, with youthful impatience. The father, with regret, handed him a heavy gold chest. The young man smiled, his eyes shining with excessive dreams of freedom. He said goodbye, riding a horse toward the unknown horizon. Distant realms awaited him, full of promises and temptations. Opulence and vice welcomed him with open arms and smiles. Endless banquets followed one after another, night after night, without end. Wine glasses overflowed, hollow laughter filled the festive air. False friends surrounded him, constantly flattering him for his fortune. Fleeting pleasures enveloped him in their whirlwind of excesses. Gold flowed like water through his fingers, without any control. Every coin was spent on a new whim, without thinking. Her once vibrant spirit slowly began to wither. Imprudent decisions accumulated day after day, without remedy. Friends disappeared with every expense, revealing their falseness. His fortune was fading like sand in the desert wind. Laughter turned into silence, banquets into bitter solitude. The prodigal young man found himself in the most abject misery, alone, in a strange and hostile land, without a friendly soul. His once luxurious clothes were now dirty, torn rags. Hunger gnawed at his insides without mercy, a constant pain. He looked at his hands, once full of gold, now empty and dirty. The sparkle in her eyes had died, replaced by despair. He remembered the abundance of his father's house, with longing. A solitary tear rolled down her dirty, emaciated cheek. Youthful arrogance had been replaced by deep despair. He looked for work, anything that would give him sustenance. Nobody wanted him. His appearance was deplorable and dirty. Finally, he found employment tending pigs, a humiliation. The stench of animals enveloped him day and night. His stomach rumbled, longing for the carob pods of the pigs. Nobody gave him anything, not even the animals' food. Shame and remorse consumed him from within. His mind traveled to his father's well-fed servants. They had plenty of bread, while he was starving. An idea, a glimmer of hope, crossed his dejected mind. He decided to return, humble himself before his father, and ask for forgiveness. He would be a servant, not a son, if they allowed it. He gathered the few remaining forces in his body. The long and arduous journey home began. Every step was an act of faith, of sincere repentance. The sun burned her skin, but her determination was stronger. His once proud figure was now stooped and frail. The familiar landscape began to appear in the distance. His heart beat with a mixture of fear and hope. He was approaching the land he once proudly abandoned. The dust of the road covered his bare and wounded feet. He looked ahead, searching for any sign of his home. The father, from his window, watched the road every day. He never lost hope of seeing his son return. One day, a distant figure appeared on the horizon. It was small, barely visible, but the father recognized it. His heart skipped a beat. An overwhelming emotion washed over him. He ran, ignoring his age, towards his returning son. The son saw it, his face filled with tears of relief. The father hugged him tightly, regardless of his appearance. The youngest son, dispossessed, wandered through strange lands. Famine ravaged the region without mercy. His stomach rumbled, empty and aching. He looked for work, anything to survive. It ended on a farm, among pigs. His once luxurious clothes, now dirty rags. I watched the pigs eat with envy. He longed for the carob pods that they were eating. Misery had completely consumed him. A spark of lucidity ignited his soul. He remembered the abundance in his father's house. The table always full, the warmth of home, his father's unconditional love. His heart was broken with regret. He decided to return, humiliated and repentant. The way back would be long and difficult. He stood up, his body weak but determined. He set off on the journey to his distant home. Day after day, he walked tirelessly. His figure was barely a shadow on the horizon. Meanwhile, the father watched from afar. Every day, she waited for her son's return. His tired eyes scanned the road. A familiar silhouette appeared in the distance. The father felt a pang in his chest. Her heart recognized her lost son. Without hesitation, the old man ran towards him. He ignored his age, his dignity, everything. He ran with astonishing speed. The son, ashamed, lowered his gaze. The father reached him, his arms open. He hugged her with a strength that spoke of years of longing. Tears of joy streamed down her cheeks. The son stammered words of repentance. The father interrupted him without reproach. He ordered his servants a celebration. Bring the best dress for my son. Put a ring of authority on his finger. Put new sandals on their feet. Kill the fatted calf for the feast. We must celebrate with great joy. My son was dead and has come back to life. He was lost and has been found. Music and laughter filled the house. The eldest son, faithful and hard-working, arrived. He heard the music, the revelry. He asked a servant what was happening. Your brother has returned. There's a party. He felt the sting of injustice. He refused to enter, angry and hurt. The father went out to beg him to come in. Son, all that is mine is yours, he told him. But we had to celebrate this return. Your brother was dead. Now he lives. The father's joy eclipsed every shadow, a triumph of mercy and love. The banquet continued, full of merriment. The prodigal son, redeemed, smiled. A new opportunity had been born. Unconditional love had saved him.